Good evening, everyone. I want to start by asking you a question. How many times have you felt like life knocked you down, whether it was a failure, a setback, or a moment when everything just seemed impossible? But let me tell you something, it is in those moments when you are at your lowest that you are standing on the edge of greatness. You see, life doesn't break you, it breaks you open. And that's where the magic happens, because every single challenge, every hardship you face is an opportunity to rebuild yourself into the person you were always meant to be. You have the power within you to transform your story, to rise above the circumstances, and to create a life beyond your wildest imagination. It's not about the obstacles in front of you, it's about the strength that comes from the decisions you make now to take action and reshape your future. Tonight we are going to talk about how to take control of your life, how to rebuild yourself from the inside out, and how to unlock a version of yourself that you never thought was possible. Are you ready to create that shift? Let's begin. We often think that life is something that happens to us, that the circumstances, the people around us, and the events we face dictate who we become. This idea creates a passive mindset where we feel like victims of external forces, waiting for things to change or for someone else to intervene. But in reality, we hold the most powerful tool to shape our future, the power of choice. This is the fundamental truth that can set us free and guide us toward becoming the individuals we want to be. The decisions we make today, no matter how small they seem, shape who we are tomorrow. This power of choice is not just about the major decisions, but also the everyday choices we make that define our mindset, our actions, and our path in life. The beauty of life lies in its unpredictability. It throws challenges, struggles, and obstacles our way, and it's easy to feel overwhelmed by them. When things go wrong, it's tempting to look outward and blame our environment, the people in our lives, or even look for our misfortune. But what if I told you that the key to overcoming any obstacle, to transcending any difficulty, lies not in the external world, but in your response to it? Your power to choose how you respond to each situation, how you interpret and react, is the true catalyst for change. Every moment, you are presented with an array of choices. You can choose to let circumstances control you, or you can choose to take control of the narrative. You can choose to stay in a state of fear and doubt, or you can choose courage and determination. The first choice is to acknowledge that you are in charge of how you interpret events in your life. This realization alone can change everything. Instead of seeing life's challenges as roadblocks, you start to see them as opportunities to learn, grow, and evolve. You begin to understand that your destiny is not shaped by what happens to you, but by how you choose to deal with what happens. When you embrace the power of choice, you realize that each choice is an opportunity to align with the person you want to become. It's not always about making perfect decisions, because no one is perfect. But it's about taking ownership of your choices. Understanding that you can always choose again and never allowing yourself to become stuck in a pattern of inaction or fear. Your choices have the power to create a ripple effect that shapes your future in profound ways. Think about the choices you've made in the past. Some of them may have been difficult and some may have even led to mistakes, but each one contributed to your growth. Even when things didn't go as planned, there was a lesson to be learned. You learned more about your strengths, your values, your limits, and your potential. Through those choices, you discovered resilience, adaptability, and determination. And as you move forward, each new choice presents an opportunity to apply the lessons of the past and keep building toward the future you envision. A crucial part of embracing the power of choice is understanding that the choices you make today are a reflection of who you believe you are and who you are becoming. Every decision you make, whether it's about how you spend your time, who you spend it with, or the mindset you adopt, reinforces your sense of self. For example, choosing to invest in your personal development, whether through learning, exercising, or working on your emotional intelligence, sends a message to your subconscious that you value growth. Choosing to set boundaries, to say no when necessary, or to prioritize your mental health shows that you are taking responsibility for your well-being. Each choice is a declaration of who you are and who you choose to be. It's also important to recognize that not all choices will be easy, and that's okay. Growth often comes from stepping outside your comfort zone, from making choices that challenge you. Whether it's choosing to confront a difficult conversation, taking a risk that feels uncomfortable, or changing your habits, every choice that stretches you beyond your limits contributes to your personal evolution. The fear you may feel is not a sign that you should avoid the choice, but rather a signal that you're stepping into growth. In these moments, the power of choice becomes even more evident. You are choosing to grow, to become stronger, and to move forward with greater clarity and purpose. Moreover, the choices you make today compound over time. We often think of success as a grand event or breakthrough, but success is built on small, consistent choices made every single day. The decisions to wake up early, to stay disciplined, to persist in the face of adversity, these choices accumulate and lead to the life you've always wanted. Every decision to take action, no matter how small, is a step toward creating your destiny. Over time, those steps become a powerful force that shapes your future in ways you might not even see at first. It's not about making huge changes all at once, it's about making better choices day in and day out, even when the results are not immediately visible. The power of choice also lies in its ability to reshape your mindset. Many people limit themselves because they don't believe they have the ability to change their circumstances. They believe they're trapped by their circumstances, by their past, or by things outside their control. But when you fully embrace the idea that you can choose your response to any situation, your mindset shifts. You begin to understand that you are not a passive participant in life, but an active creator of your own experience. You choose how you see the world, how you interpret challenges, and how you define success. This shift in mindset is what empowers you to break free from limitations and to reach for greater heights. The beauty of this power is that it's always within your reach. No matter how difficult life may seem, you always have the power to choose your path. You can choose to let go of old beliefs that no longer serve you. You can choose to forgive yourself for past mistakes and start fresh. You can choose to stop waiting for external circumstances to change and instead start making the changes you want to see in your own life. The moment you embrace your ability to choose is the moment your true potential begins to unfold. Your choices are a reflection of your vision for your life. The more clearly you define the person you want to become, the more empowered you will feel in making decisions that align with that vision. When you know who you want to be and what you want to create, your choices become easier. You start to see how each decision either brings you closer to or further from your goal. The key is to stay committed to the vision, and every choice becomes a step forward, no matter how small. We all carry beliefs with us, some conscious and some subconscious, that shape our view of the world, our capabilities, and our place in it. These beliefs influence how we act, how we perceive success, and how we measure our worth. But what happens when those beliefs limit us? When they act as invisible barriers that prevent us from reaching our full potential. Breaking through these limiting beliefs is not just about changing how we think, it's about freeing ourselves from the constraints we've placed on our own growth. It's about unlocking a version of ourselves that's capable of more than we ever imagined. Limiting beliefs are often formed early in life and are influenced by the people around us, society's standards, past experiences, and even our own fears and insecurities. They are the stories we tell ourselves about who we are, what we deserve, and what we are capable of. These stories can be so deeply ingrained that they feel like absolute truths. For example, you might believe that you're not good enough, smart enough, or deserving enough to achieve your goals. You might believe that success is reserved for other people, not for you. But here's the hard truth: these beliefs are not facts. They are simply stories that we've internalized over time. One of the most common limiting beliefs is the idea that success is reserved for the lucky few. People who are wealthy, powerful, or accomplished are often seen as being special or chosen, and we convince ourselves that we're not part of that group. This belief creates a sense of separation between us and those we admire, which limits our ability to see ourselves as capable of achieving similar success. But what if success wasn't a matter of luck, but a matter of mindset and action? What if the only difference between you and someone who is living the life you desire is their willingness to break through their own limiting beliefs? Another common limiting belief is the fear of failure. Many people are so afraid of failing that they never take the necessary steps to pursue their goals. They stay stuck in their comfort zone, convincing themselves that playing it safe is the best option. But the truth is that failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of success. Failure is simply feedback. It teaches us what doesn't work and brings us one step closer to what will. When we stop fearing failure and start seeing it as a natural part of the learning process, we release the grip of this limiting belief. We allow ourselves the freedom to take risks, make mistakes, and ultimately grow stronger in the process. Self-doubt is another major limiting belief that holds people back. Many individuals struggle with imposter syndrome, where they feel like they don't belong in a particular space or that they're unworthy of their success. This belief stems from a lack of confidence and a constant comparison to others. It's easy to look at someone else's success and think, I'll never be as good as they are, or they have something I don't. But the reality is that everyone has their own unique path, and your success is not dependent on comparing yourself to others. Your true potential lies in embracing who you are and understanding that your unique skills, perspectives, and experiences are what make you valuable. You have everything you need to succeed within you, but only when you break through the limiting belief of self-doubt can you truly tap into that potential. One of the most powerful steps in breaking through limiting beliefs is awareness. The first step is recognizing the beliefs that are holding you back. Sometimes we don't even realize we have limiting beliefs because they've been with us for so long. Take a moment to reflect on the areas of your life where you feel stuck or unfulfilled. What thoughts or stories come up when you think about your goals in those areas? Are there any beliefs that keep you from taking action or pursuing what you really want? These beliefs might sound like, I'm not good enough, I'll never be successful, I'm too old, young, or it's too late for me. By identifying these beliefs, you begin the process of dismantling them. Once you're aware of the limiting beliefs you hold, the next step is challenging them. Ask yourself, is this belief really true? Often, limiting beliefs are based on assumptions, past experiences, or unchallenged fears rather than on objective facts. Look for evidence in your life that contradicts the belief. For instance, if you believe you're not good enough to succeed, can you point to moments when you've succeeded before? Can you think of instances where you've faced challenges and overcome them? When you challenge your limiting beliefs and seek out evidence to the contrary, you begin to shift your perspective and realize that these beliefs are simply stories, not facts. Another effective strategy for breaking through limiting beliefs is to replace them with empowering beliefs. This doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means adopting a mindset that empowers you to move forward. For example, if your limiting belief is I'm not good enough, replace it with a belief like I am constantly learning and improving and every step I take brings me closer to my goals. If you struggle with the belief that success is reserved for others, try embracing the idea that I am worthy of success and I have the power to create the life I desire. Empowering beliefs fuel action, build confidence, and propel you toward your true potential. The process of breaking through limiting beliefs also requires self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when you realize that you've been held back by false beliefs for so long. But remember, these beliefs weren't formed overnight, and breaking free from them won't happen instantly either. It's a journey, and every step forward counts. Instead of criticizing yourself for past limitations, focus on how far you've come and the progress you're making. Be kind to yourself as you challenge and replace these old beliefs. The more compassion you show yourself, the more open you'll be to change and growth. Surrounding yourself with a supportive community is another key element in breaking through limiting beliefs. When we're surrounded by people who believe in us, who challenge us to think bigger, and who inspire us to push past our own limits, we begin to believe in ourselves more fully. A supportive community provides a safe space to share your goals, struggles, and triumphs. It reminds you that you're not alone in this journey and that others are rooting for your success. Their belief in you can serve as a powerful mirror, reflecting back your potential and reinforcing the truth that you are capable of achieving great things. Breaking through limiting beliefs isn't easy, but it is essential for unlocking your true potential. When you let go of the beliefs that have kept you small, you open the door to a world of possibilities. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You begin to take bold actions where you once hesitated. And most importantly, you begin to realize that you are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or your fears. You are defined by your willingness to break free from the chains of limiting beliefs and to step into the limitless potential that lies within you. Resilience is often considered one of the most vital qualities for anyone who is determined to transform their life. Transformation is rarely an easy or smooth process. It is often filled with setbacks, challenges, and obstacles that test not only our abilities but also our perseverance and mindset. While talent, intelligence, and ambition are all important, it is resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, learn from failure, and keep moving forward that becomes the true foundation of lasting change. Without resilience, even the most talented and ambitious individuals can struggle to sustain their progress when life inevitably gets difficult. In contrast, those who develop and nurture resilience are able to persist through hardship and come out stronger on the other side. At its core, resilience is about the way we respond to adversity. It's not just about enduring tough times, but about transforming those challenges into opportunities for growth. The resilient person doesn't shy away from difficulty. Instead, they face it head on, knowing that the process of overcoming it will lead to a better version of themselves. They understand that transformation isn't a straight path. It's a journey with peaks and valleys, and those valleys are often where the most valuable lessons are learned. Resilience is the mental toughness that allows individuals to endure through the lowest of lows, to adapt to changing circumstances, and to keep moving forward even when progress seems slow. One of the most important aspects of resilience is the understanding that failure is not the end, but a part of the process. In fact, failure is often one of the most powerful teachers we can encounter on our journey of transformation. Resilient individuals don't view failure as a setback, they view it as a stepping stone. Every mistake, every misstep, and every failed attempt is an opportunity to learn and improve. It is through failure that we often discover our strengths, refine our skills, and uncover new ways of thinking. The ability to bounce back after failure, to try again, is what separates those who ultimately succeed from those who give up along the way. Failure then becomes a tool for growth rather than an obstacle to success. Resilience also requires emotional strength, the ability to manage stress, anxiety, and frustration during difficult times. Emotional resilience doesn't mean suppressing emotions or pretending that everything is okay when it isn't. It's about acknowledging your feelings, understanding their source, and then taking action in a way that is aligned with your goals. This emotional awareness allows resilient individuals to stay grounded even in the midst of chaos. They are able to make decisions based on their long-term vision rather than being driven by short-term emotions. This emotional intelligence enables them to rise above challenges rather than be consumed by them. The foundation of resilience is also built on a strong sense of purpose. Those who are able to tap into their deeper why, the reason behind their desire for transformation, are more likely to stay resilient when things get tough. A clear purpose acts as a compass, helping to navigate the inevitable storms that life throws at us. When you have a purpose, you have a reason to keep going even when the road becomes challenging. It gives you the drive to continue on your journey, even when the outcome is uncertain or distant. People who transform their lives often have an unwavering commitment to their goals because they know that the purpose behind those goals is far greater than any temporary difficulty. Moreover, resilience is tied to the ability to adapt. Transformation often requires change, and change is not always easy. We are creatures of habit, and stepping out of our comfort zone can be uncomfortable and unsettling. Resilient individuals embrace change, understanding that it is necessary for growth. They don't cling to old ways of thinking or old habits because they recognize that true transformation requires new ways of doing and being. They view challenges not as threats but as opportunities to adapt, learn, and evolve. This adaptability is what enables them to thrive. Even when things don't go according to plan, they don't resist change, they adapt to it and grow from it. In addition to adaptability, resilience is also about having a positive mindset. The way we perceive our challenges plays a significant role in how we respond to them. Resilient people tend to have an optimistic outlook, not in the sense that they ignore the difficulties they face, but in their belief that they can overcome them. They choose to focus on solutions rather than problems, on what they can control rather than what they can't. This mindset allows them to maintain a sense of hope, even in the most difficult of situations. They are able to see the silver lining in dark clouds, to understand that every challenge holds the potential for growth, and to trust that with enough persistence, they can emerge from any situation stronger than before. The power of resilience also comes from the support systems we build around us. No one becomes resilient in isolation. While resilience is often seen as an internal quality, it is greatly enhanced by the people we surround ourselves with. A supportive network of friends, family, mentors, and colleagues can provide the encouragement, advice, and perspective we need when things get tough. They can help us stay focused on our goals, remind us of our strength, and offer guidance when we feel lost. Resilient individuals understand the importance of community and make it a priority to surround themselves with positive influences who believe in their potential and encourage their growth. They know that resilience isn't just about personal strength, but also about the strength that comes from the relationships we cultivate. Building resilience is not something that happens overnight. It is a gradual process that requires consistent effort and commitment. Every time we face adversity, we have a choice to give in to it or to rise above it. The more we choose to face our challenges head on, to learn from our mistakes, to stay focused on our goals, and to adapt to change, the stronger our resilience becomes. It's not about avoiding difficulties, it's about developing the ability to thrive despite them. Over time, this process builds an inner strength and mental toughness that allows us to face even the most daunting challenges with courage and determination. Resilience also means taking care of our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. When we are physically strong, mentally sharp, and emotionally balanced, we are better equipped to handle the challenges that come our way. Resilience requires energy, and the more we invest in taking care of ourselves, the more resilient we become. This includes managing stress, staying physically active, practicing mindfulness, and making time for self-care. It's about creating a solid foundation that can withstand life's pressures. Ultimately, resilience is the key that unlocks transformation. It's the unwavering force that drives us to keep going when we want to quit, to adapt when we're faced with change, and to learn and grow from every setback. It is the foundation upon which all successful transformations are built. Without resilience, transformation would be impossible. But with it, we can weather any storm and emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever before. In a world that often seems to demand perfection, it can be difficult to embrace the idea of focusing on progress instead. From social media influencers who only share their most polished moments to workplace cultures that reward flawless execution, we're constantly exposed to images of perfection. The pressure to measure up to these ideals can be overwhelming, and often it prevents us from even starting. We become paralyzed by the fear that we won't meet the standards we've set for ourselves, or that others will judge us for not being perfect. But the reality is that perfection is an illusion, and it's progress, no matter how small, that truly propels us toward growth and success. The pursuit of perfection is often rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of not being good enough can create a mindset that demands flawless performance in every aspect of life. But perfectionism doesn't lead to happiness or fulfillment. It leads to stress, burnout, and disappointment. When we hold ourselves to unrealistic standards, we set ourselves up for failure, not because we're incapable, but because perfection is unattainable. Every time we fail to meet the unrealistic expectations we've set for ourselves, we reinforce a sense of inadequacy and disappointment. The cycle becomes self-perpetuating, and it can feel impossible to break free. The antidote to perfectionism is focusing on progress. Progress is about taking consistent steps toward improvement, regardless of how small they may seem. It's about acknowledging where you are right now, accepting that you may not have all the answers or skills today, but committing to grow and learn every day. Progress is the process of getting better, even if it's one step at a time. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. And that victory is what matters. One of the most important aspects of focusing on progress is recognizing that growth is not linear. There will be days when you feel like you're moving forward, and there will be days when it feels like you're taking 2 steps back. But progress is about persistence, not perfection. It's about understanding that setbacks and challenges are part of the journey. They are not signs of failure. They are opportunities to learn, adapt, and improve. When you focus on progress, you give yourself the freedom to make mistakes and learn from them without the fear of being judged or criticized. You create a space where growth is the ultimate goal, not the unattainable standard of perfection. Progress also requires self-compassion. We can be our own harshest critics, holding ourselves to standards that we would never impose on others. But when we treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, we are able to move past our mistakes and keep moving forward. Progress isn't about being perfect in every moment. It's about being able to look at where you've been and acknowledge how far you've come. It's about celebrating the effort, the lessons learned, and the improvements made, rather than focusing on what went wrong or what still needs to be fixed. By embracing progress, we shift our focus from a fear of failure to a recognition of how much we are capable of, no matter how imperfect the journey may be. Another crucial element of focusing on progress is shifting our perspective on success. In a world that often equates success with perfection, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that if we're not perfect, we're not successful. But true success is not about perfection. It's about growth, development, and resilience. Success is about showing up, doing the work, and making consistent strides toward your goals. It's about recognizing that every effort, no matter how imperfect, is moving you closer to the person you want to become and the life you want to create. When we focus on progress, we shift the definition of success from external validation and flawless execution to internal growth and personal achievement. Moreover, focusing on progress allows us to embrace the journey rather than just the destination. When we constantly strive for perfection, we may find ourselves fixated on the end goal, constantly chasing the idea of an idealized version of success. But the truth is, the journey is where the growth happens. It's in the day-to-day actions, the lessons learned along the way, and the small victories that we experience. When we focus on progress, we learn to appreciate each step of the journey rather than seeing it as a means to an end. The process itself becomes the reward, and every bit of progress we make becomes something to celebrate. Focusing on progress also cultivates resilience. Life is unpredictable and the path to success is rarely smooth. There will be challenges, obstacles, and setbacks, but when we focus on progress, we develop the mental toughness to keep going, even when things don't go according to plan. Progress allows us to stay committed to our goals, even when the road ahead is difficult. It helps us stay focused on the bigger picture and trust that every step forward, no matter how small, is taking us closer to where we want to be. This resilience is what ultimately allows us to achieve long-term success. It's not about achieving perfection right away, it's about the persistence to continue making progress no matter what challenges we encounter along the way. One of the greatest benefits of focusing on progress is the sense of fulfillment that comes with it. When we constantly strive for perfection, we set ourselves up for disappointment because perfection is unattainable. But when we focus on progress, we begin to find joy in the journey itself. We celebrate our achievements, no matter how small they may seem, and we recognize the value in the effort we put in. This sense of fulfillment is not tied to a specific outcome, but to the ongoing process of becoming better, more skilled, and more capable. When we focus on progress, we begin to see that the act of growing and learning is its own reward. Focusing on progress instead of perfection also frees us from comparison. In a world where social comparison is rampant, it's easy to look at others and feel like we're falling short. But when we focus on progress, we stop measuring our worth against someone else's standards. We begin to understand that everyone's journey is unique and that progress looks different for each person. We start to embrace our own path with all its imperfections and trust that it is enough. Progress is personal. It's about you, your journey, and your growth. By focusing on progress, you free yourself from the trap of comparison and embrace the beauty of your own unique journey. When we let go of the need for perfection and focus on progress, we unlock a world of possibilities. We free ourselves from the fear of failure and the pressure to be flawless. We embrace the process of growth, understanding that every step forward is a victory. Progress isn't about reaching an idealized destination, it's about continuous improvement and finding fulfillment in the journey. By shifting our mindset from perfection to progress, we allow ourselves to grow, evolve, and become the best versions of ourselves, one imperfect step at a time. In conclusion, focusing on progress rather than perfection is the key to unlocking your true potential and creating a life of growth, fulfillment, and resilience. Perfection is an illusion that often holds us back, creating fear, self-doubt, and the paralysis of inaction. But when we shift our mindset to embrace progress, we open ourselves up to the power of continuous improvement, learning from every step we take, no matter how small. Every setback, every mistake, every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, more capable. By celebrating progress, we free ourselves from the pressure of perfection and allow ourselves the freedom to evolve into the best version of who we are meant to be. Embrace your journey with patience, persistence, and compassion, knowing that true success lies not in achieving perfection, but in the progress you make each day.